We got a new button lock flipper from Civivi. How crazy is this? It's insane. It's insane. Take a look at it. Yes. The Chevalier. Or Chevalier. But it's not the Chevalier. You love Americans. Hey, I want one of them Cavaliers. No, that's a Chevy. The Chevy Cavalier. Chevalier. Okay? It is Flemish. And it has French wood on it. No, it's actually African rosewood is the one of the names of the Quibertia wood. I think it's like Queee, kind of how it's pronounced. Bursha, kind of Quibertia wood. Believe it or not. Because that's not the way I would pronounce it, but I looked it up online and all this kind of stuff. And it's the genus of wood that, but it's hardwood, and it's used in some musical instruments like drum stuff and this and that. And also, they make like mid-grade pipes. I mean, like you smoke a pipe out of it as well. So, and, oh, by the way, knife scales. So this is what, I got this because I wanted a stonewash blade, and I didn't want black G10. And then some of the other options had a black wash blade on it, and I didn't want a black wash blade. So I did decide, normally I don't go for wood because I worry about it splitting around the pivot or having issues, but this looks nice. It looks nice, and it's a full-size knife, by the way. And let's go down that road. There's 3.5 inches all day long, and up here 3.5 right on the nuts, and 90 millimeters, and not quite 8 inches, like 7.85 at 20 centimeters. Okay, and let's get our homework done, then we can play with the knife. How about that? 13 millimeters straight up at basically a 1/2 inch, and what is it? 3 millimeter? What do you think? 3 millimeter? That looks like it. 0.1. 0.27, supposedly. Yeah, 0.27, or 2.7, 0.27. Did I get it right on there, though? I kept thinking maybe it should be more like 3. 2.8. Okay, whatever. So there she be. Come here, Mr. Paper. Should never do this with this knife, but I'm going to do it. Cutting things. I don't understand why people cut things with their knives. Wow. I mean, you got scissors to do that. Oh, man. There's some knives I go, it's sitting right in front of me, and I need to cut something. But I won't grab that knife. I'll look around. I'll get me, one of my beats, like this. And I'll use that. And that'll be just sitting there looking at me like, what am I, meatloaf? I know. This one, no, I'd use it, yeah, because it's not a terribly expensive knife. 14C28N. What? They're doing, this is not Nitro V. Did somebody give them a little talking to about the Nitro V? I don't know. But it's a button lock flipper, so let's just do this. Yeah, okay. Centered, okay. Flipper. Button lock, flipper. Button lock, flipper. Button lock, flipper, okay? And, oh, by the way, so is my swags. Button lock, flipper. Button lock, flipper. Okay, now, Elementum. Just button lock, not a flipper. Okay, and I dyed the scales. It really worked out pretty well with that tropical teal. And then talking about dyeing your scales again, here we go with the Baglighter XL, and this, of course, is a button lock flipper. Button lock flipper, okay? As opposed to not a flipper, just a button lock. The button lock machete from Tucson Knives that I designed, called the Vandal. So, button locks, you gotta love them. If you don't, what are you going to do? I mean, you could stick with frame locks, but I'm kind of burnt on them. So I'm liking this button lock flipper deal that's going on. And this is not a tiny knife, okay? So, I mean, basically 8 inches, basically 3.5-inch blade. Okay. Interesting blade shape. 14C, I'm good with that. Deep carry pocket clip flat screws, yes, yes. And can we reverse it? Yes. Okay, fit and finish. It's a Civivi, man. Come on, you know better than to ask. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Liners, they're not nested. And they look like they're skeletonized. We will take this apart, by the way, just so we can see if we can screw something up. But yeah, button lock. Let's take a look at that button lock, by the way. Oh yeah, so typical setup for Civivi. Just really a lot, actually, like my Vandal here. Same thing kind of going on there. Like that, yeah, pretty much the same. Is this the same? Kind of. The Kaiser Baglighter. Kind of. But this is spring back behind that plunger. And there she goes. And there are your stops there and there. There's for that. There's for that. Open and closed. Okay. Bearings. Yeah. Probably ceramic. And you know, you got black hardware on here. With a silver blade. Okay. I mean, maybe with the wooden scales, that's okay. What do you think? Oh, by the way, what does it weigh? By the way, what does it weigh? Well, not much. 3.19. 90 grams. Yeah, that's pretty lightweight. So, yeah, I think this is an interesting, little, budget carry, I guess. I mean, they got the Sencut line now, for Civivi. It's not Civivi, it's Sencut, but it's the budget line of WE knives, Civivi knives, Sencut knives. Sencut's supposed to be staying in that $40 range. This keeps creeping up. You get this in Damascus with this wood and whatever, and some of the ones that they've had in Damascus, and they're right at close to $100. So, yeah, budget. Yeah, it just they just keep going. But this is a way cool knife. I like it. It's very fidget friendly, and it's a different kind of blade shape, and it's a real simple design. But I like the look of the design. I like it because it's a less is more very simple design, but I also like it because it's a button lock flipper and it's not tiny. It's not a 3-inch blade like my Swags is. I like the Swags. Okay, don't get me wrong. There's a time and a place. But yeah, I'm kind of digging this. Now, if you gave me blue G10 on this thing, I'd be very happy, and I'd like to get a backspacer on some of these. Open design here, and it looks like you got a little place to roll a lanyard through here as well between those standoffs. But I like the way they're doing their pocket clip, and of course, they got this little button kick down here with a little notch under it, so it'll hold this in place while you pop this loose. So you shouldn't have the pivot spinning around and around on you. And by the way, you can also finger flick this, okay? This fuller is enough, grabby enough, and the detent is soft enough to do that. So very fidget friendly, okay? Roll it out, not a problem. Chimping up here, ergos. Straight shot, no problem at all. Really great. Balance point, not hard to find. Yes, light, nimble in the hand. Yeah, cool. Ought to be easy to carry, even though it's a full-size knife. Pretty damn light, isn't it? Just barely over 3 ounces. I'm pretty impressed with this one. I like it. And of course, the Chevalier or Chevalier comes with a zipper pouch. And it's got a sticker, got another sticker, microfiber cloth, comes in plastic, a little bit of paperwork. And hey, you get a zipper pouch and you get a box. So, hey, that's cool. Now, you want to take it apart? Let's do that. Oh, black hardware. I love black hardware through a camera. It's always fun. So I guess that's the biggest bitch I have about black hardware. Looking at it through a camera. Number 8 body screws, by the way, folks. So nothing wrong with that. Love number 8s. Number 9s be fine with me. Number 10s, I don't care. What was it? Number 15 on the pivot of that, of the Oz Machine Roosevelt. Okay, now. So, and I think my PM2, I think that thing is, oh, we haven't, okay, there we go. I think that thing is a number 9, if I remember correctly. But a number 8 will work. So let's take the pocket clippy off. Okay, there's that. Same length, screws, okay. So nothing big there. There goes the body screws for the deal. Oh, and there goes my spring out the back of my button lock. I guess you ought to watch for that when you disassemble this. That screw doesn't just, I mean, the spring doesn't just go hopping off into your carpet or wherever. So, and here, so here's the back side of the knife, and here is the liner. And there it is, nice and clean, okay? Definitely skeletonized. And here's the rest of it. You got ceramic bearings, bingo bang, okay? And you got your little plunger here, which has got a little rim on it, so it won't only go so far down back into here, okay? And that's it. That scale will keep it from coming any further out. Okay? And then there's your stop right there. Oh, there's my juice. I was looking for it. Looking for the juice. You know, might have to push this down a bit to get this oriented back on there. Are we good? Okay. Come on, let's stand you up. There you go. There you go. Okay, okay. And I drop there and throw this back on. And I got to, last but not least, I got to make sure I got this correctly oriented. Okay. That should be good. Okay, now it's snapped down in place because it has that little notch under there. Okay, I felt that. Now we got the spring. Now up against the spring is just the wooden scale, which it's not a metal area, which kind of makes me wonder how robust that's going to be going forward. But maybe. It's okay. It's definitely not a heavy use type knife, I guess. I mean, that's something for the designers slash engineers to consider, but it makes me wonder. Okay, we're good. Let's put these others in. These are number 8 body screws. And here. Okay. And maybe I shouldn't have got quite so. Try and feel my way on that pivot. And they look pretty much the same length. Yeah, they both go into the liner. So it's not like one's going into a standoff or anything. Come on, let's get you bolted down first. Okay, come on. Okay, next. And you second. Okay, we both snugged up. Okay, I think we're good, and it looks centered. A little bit of button stick. Probably go away here in a little bit. But I think that is probably, you know what, the potential for button stick has got to be really just the major thing that I get concerned with, the drawback on these. But usually it doesn't continue. Usually I think the metal on that button finally finds a wear pattern on it and doesn't hang up anymore. It's been my experience so far, and I've done a lot of fidgeting on button locks. Okay, so that's good. Okay, back with the Civivi button lock Chevalier. Okay, we're good. They got a lot of new models coming out, don't they? All the time, it seems like. They're usually pretty damn good designs. So at least 60% of them I'll buy just because I want to check them out. So there's always some in every line that, no, I don't much care for. And therefore, if I'm not attracted to them, I won't buy them, just like any other, enthusiast. But this one, definitely had to get my hands on. Take care, my friends. Sub to my channel. You know what we do. We love them knives. So you guys, stay sharp.